Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to talk a little today about Microsoft Office and the Office Suite, Microsoft Word, the ribbon, and ways to work with each. We will discover that there are several ways to accomplish the same outcome and how to find out which way works the best for you. Focus mostly on Microsoft Word, but each one of these applications can be actually purchased as part of the Microsoft Office suite, or you can purchase and lease. Each of these applications can be purchased as a Microsoft Office suite, or you can actually lease the applications with Microsoft Office by purchasing Office 365. So either one of those options will allow you to use these applications in the Microsoft Office suite. So let's get started looking at Word. When you first open up Word, you're going to see that you have some options to open up recent files, or you can actually open up a blank document. So let's start off with a blank document. And you'll notice up at the top, you'll see some tabs, and you'll also see some icons and links that will take you to particular commands you can use in Microsoft Word. You will also see these same types of components in other applications. This area is called the ribbon. You'll notice in Microsoft Excel you also have tabs, and this area is the ribbon. In PowerPoint you also have similar tabs and in the ribbon, and then same thing with Access. You'll also see File. File is not necessarily a tab. This is considered the backstage view. Under File, you're going to see options to look at specific information under Info that will tell you, for example, the properties related to that particular document. You can actually find under New some templates that you can use. You can choose Open to find either recently used documents, or to browse for other documents, or to create a new. Under the ribbon, you will see at the far left the file. On the ribbon at the far left, you'll see File. This is not actually a tab, but you can also use, on the ribbon at the far left, you'll see File. This is not actually a tab, but is considered the backstage view. You can look up information specifically about properties for that particular document. Under Info, you can find a new file, either a blank document or a template. You can open an existing file, either from recently used, or you can browse to find what you need. You can use Save or Save As. Remember, Save if you've already saved it one time, and Save As if you need to rename it or save a new document. You can look at the print options. We're going to use the print options quite a few times in our assignment, so get familiar with finding the print options and how you can change, for example, the margins. You can scale the document to make it, for example, be displayed only on one page. So there are lots of options under print besides choosing the printer you wish to use. You can also share, export, or close out the document. So I'm going to use this arrow at the top to go back to the ribbon. So on the ribbon that I have present, I have a number of tabs available. You may not have this many tabs showing, but you will have Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View. So you will have those particular tabs. You may not have Developer showing. You will also have the Quick Access Toolbar. Your Quick Access Toolbar may be showing above the ribbon, so it may be up at the top. If you look next to it, there's going to be a little drop down arrow, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. But take a look at that and try to show that below the ribbon, just so you can see how you can move that about. You will also notice that on this Quick Access Toolbar that I have a number of things showing. There are some default options for the Quick Access Toolbar that you can turn on just by selecting it and adding a little check next to it. What do you want to show on your Quick Access Toolbar? What you want to show are those things that you use most commonly. Even though it doesn't take a lot of time to come over, for example, to Insert and Shapes, and then pick a shape to add to your Word document. If you decided you wanted to add it quicker, you may just want to add shapes on the Quick Access Toolbar, and then it's a bit quicker for you to grab that shape and add it in. So remember, the reason for adding things to your Quick Access Toolbar is because it's going to save you time, because you can either with one click or 2 clicks go straight to the particular command you need for the what you want to do. So how do you add those things in the Quick Access Toolbar? So let's add something new. So as I said, there's some default items on there you can actually add, such as in this case, Draw Table. That's all I had to do is click that, and then it showed on there. But you can also come down to More Commands, and you'll see that there are a list of popular commands you can add over to the Quick Access Toolbar. But you're not limited with that. You can actually come over and choose All Commands, and then anything you can do with Microsoft Word you can add to your Quick Access Toolbar. Anything. So for example, if you wanted to, if underline was something you did on a regular basis, you could come over and choose, select what you wanted to add over to the Quick Access Toolbar and choose Add, and it will move it over, and then you say OK. And you notice how it's listed over there now. So I'm just going to type something. And you can choose underline, and it will underline it. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these shapes. We're going to talk about that again in just a little bit. So you see, it quickly allows you to go to one click to make things happen or to deselect it. Okay, so as I said, in your ribbon you have tabs. Your tabs will be across the top. You will use the commands on the Home tab for most of the work you do in Microsoft Word. So that will be the most commonly used tab. Under Home, you're going to have a clipboard group, font group, paragraph group, styles group, editing group. So how do I know where the name is? The name for all of your groups is going to be in the bottom center of that particular area for that tab. So for example, here's your clipboard. You see how it's kind of in a square. Here's font, and you see that that's in a rectangled area. Here's paragraph, and you see that's in a rectangle area. Here's styles, that's in a rectangle area, and then editing, same thing. Okay. You'll see also some other buttons that you can access at the bottom right of these groups. So for example, in font, there, to select this is called a this object is called a dialog box launcher. So if you select it, you will open up a dialog box which gives you more information about the font group. So you can make changes here as well as with using the commands that you have on the ribbon. So you can change, for example, the font size, make it bold. You can change the font color. So there are lots of things you can do to it by using the dialog box launcher and opening up the dialog box. This is the font, that was the font dialog box. You can open up the paragraph dialog box. Same thing, you'll have commands you can perform in this dialog box that relate to the paragraph group. And this is the styles dialog box launcher. Same idea here is you can perform some of the same objects. There's also a button which is called the More button that you can use in the ribbon. So the More button is basically a little line with the arrow pointing down, and what it tells you is there are these styles that you can use, and you can also press the More styles, for example in the styles group, and you notice how it how the text changes as you hover over each one of these items. That's because this contextual ability allows you to visualize how something would look, so to help you make a decision about how you want to format something. This is also possible in many other formatting options within Word and other Office applications. So for example, over here, if I had wanted to choose a color, you can also check out those and see how that might look as you hover over each item. Okay, I wanted to talk briefly about the font type. Now you can choose the font type in the font group. So for example, if I wanted to use Arial, or if I wanted to use, let's find something else, like one of the most common would be Times New Roman. So let's come down and find that, Times New Roman. So you can actually change the font type by using this drop down, and they're in alphabetical order with the most recent showing up at the top. So you'll have the most recently used fonts showing at the top. Then you have all fonts in alphabetical order, and then you have the theme fonts listed. So when you change your theme, the theme font may change. So as I said before, that's one way you can change it. You can also use the font dialog box and change your font in the font dialog box as well. So there are lots of ways to change the font. So you just need to choose the way that works the best for you. So there's another way to change the font, and that is to right click, and there'll be a pop-up mini toolbar that you can access, and that will also have the ability for you to change font and several other formatting options such as color, bold, underline, etc.